is the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and Krissy Vann. That's me. And we're taking you on a little off-roading.
And every single week, we're going to be joined by our dope friend, Richelle from True Grit Moto.
Woo! Hey, I floss.
And every week, we are going to ask each other stupid questions, and we're going to answer them. And why, you may ask? Because we can. All right, this is your Motovation
Off-road edition.
Let's go on.
Why don't we lead with that question?
Yep.
Let's fucking lead with that question. That question is importaciones. Okay, we ready?
Espanol.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna go into some Spanish, but I don't know any Spanish at all. Okay, first question for y'all. What is your guys's like feelings towards wearing a thong style bathing suit? Have you been doing it your whole life? Can you feel it? My own personal experience, yes, I can feel it, and just want to know how you feel about that. You know, like what's going on with your butt cheeks, y'all?
well, definitely not my whole life. I wear them now most of the time to some extent, the cheeky or the thong. But like I grew up in Saskatchewan. So like you had the full, almost like diaper bum, like the full bum, because God forbid you show, that was in and itself pretty sassy. That said, a bunch of my girlfriends back home, I'd say probably in like 20s, started wearing the cheeky bums and stuff. I was gone by then, but they started absolutely rocking that. But there was just a small group out of everyone kind of that I knew that lived back home, because it's a big lake community. So you really are in a swimsuit often. But I love them. And I noticed since I lived at the time in the Caribbean that the longer I lived there, the smaller my bottoms became. And then living here, they've even become smaller, weirdly enough. So I like them better because I don't have to adjust them. They just go on my butt. They stay there. I don't notice them. I don't have to keep pulling at them. they are where they are. So I love them.
They don't spread your front and rear bum at all. Nothing feel...
that maybe I'm always spread that way though. Cause I do wear a thong most of the time in pants. And so I find I only sleep in underwear, and even those right up my butt and they just stay there for bedtime. But no, maybe that's just my thing now, is just always spread them.
I also recommend naked sleeping, then nothing sneaking up your butt while you're snooze losing.
You get lots of oxygen.
That's what I do.
Airing it out.
A lot of oxygen.
Krissy, you'll find out on your trip. We'll just be all naked. Sleeping naked. Actually, my girlfriend and I had a sleepover, and she was just like, oh, we've been friends for like 25 years. And she gets into bed. Can I take off my PJs? I'm like, your butt has been on my thigh. I can't even count how many times. Why are you acting like this is not a norm? Yes, of course. So she's like, woo-hoo.
And I'll be all waxed up like a hairless cat. Yeah. Which I do.
You guys are getting waxed? You're getting waxed for the trip?
I get waxed
I just shave.
in life.
Yeah, she gets waxed all the time.
I'm going to rock the buckwheat.
There you go, girl.
Rocking the buckwheat.
I'm going to wear the thong style bathing suit with the buckwheat bush.
I hope so.
They'll see a lesbian coming from a mile away.
As it should be.
I like the thong. I definitely do. However, I rock more of like a very high cheeky. Like I feel like it's like borderline, so it's not fully in my crevasse. I feel like this is going to be a TMI moment, but with the amount I'm in the gym and sweat, the like friction on my like inside my butt, sometimes it makes my butt unhappy. And so I try to avoid too much of that friction in my life. And so I feel like the cheeky as well for my bum shape. I'm just like, yeah, like I feel like that's the
Krissy,
what's the cheeky, Krissy? What's the cheeky?
Yeah.
It's like it's not a full, it doesn't go in the crease of your asshole.
It's a thick thong.
Oh.
Yes.
It's a thick, that's what I wear. It's like the thick thong. But it doesn't cover the cheeks of your bum. Really, it covers like a third of your actual butt cheeks. And Krissy's butt is so juicy that it would just
so juicy.
It would eat the material, like it would push it in no matter what. I don't think anything could actually wrap around properly unless it was like fully around. Because if it's halfy, it's going to slide up no matter what.
And on the topic of juicy, that's why I don't want it fully in there, because the sweat and the friction, no one needs that. It will make it irritated.
Right.
That's what it is. So if you, what about
moms do for tearing, and it helps with that in case you also
what about like a
that's nice.
What about like a one piece? Like I feel like those ones go on the outside of the cheeks, or is there also the up the butt?
Yeah, my one pieces all go up are like more of a cheeky. I have one bathing suit that's like more of a, but it just ends up riding up there anyways, and I leave it. But
sometimes I have a non-cheeky ensemble, and I like actually shove it up my butt. Like when I do the tan flip, and then I'm like, ooh, get in there. But then we run the risk of doing what you did, and spanked bum cheeks is the look.
Mm-hmm.
When aloe doesn't even matter at that point, it's kind of just like, just don't even look at it.
Yeah. The problem is when I go home, I have a lot of family that we go to the lake and stuff, and I don't have a lot of options. That isn't just my butt out. So they've gotten used to it now, but I think it was quite jarring at the beginning because it was like, oh. I still have some friends from back home in Alberta that like are completely, you could just see them so uncomfortable that they were witnessing my butt cheeks.
It's like Haley staying with us in a hotel. She's been on the podcast before. A lot of nudity around her. A lot of nudity. Like, oh, wow.
You stay with me, you will see all my bits within an hour of being in the room with me. It is.
You know what I thought it was so funny that when I first got here and I was like, white as hell. And I put on that bathing suit, I was so uncomfortable in it. And what made it the most uncomfortable is that first and foremost, I just owned it. I was just walking around like white with like a shorts tan. So I had it was really white on my butt cheeks. And then it went down to like a small line that showed even more white, but you could tell at some point I tanned like as if I was wearing shorts. And the best part about it is I have an ass tattoo that makes me look like I'm total trash. Amazing. So I've got this tattoo that looks like a broken down rose, kind of looks like a vagina that says I love mom on it. And it's just the most I don't think anybody was prepared to see that on the beach. I think I was definitely
nudge Dave for sure, or whoever I was with. They would get a for sure nudge, and I'd be like, 2:00. Yeah. Look at 2:00 coming in hot. I would have loved every second of it. Do you know how many people probably snuck a picture of your ass? Do you know how many things that are being shared amongst people?
There's people like that have binoculars that look for whales, and they're using those to check out the trash panda walking down the beach that's white as hell. I'm gonna show you guys it when we're in Belize. It's gonna be it.
What's the backstory of this tattoo? When did you get it?
Oh Lord. I got that when I was younger. I was actually working at the concrete plant when I originally got it. I want to say 19, maybe 19, maybe 20.
It's always when the mistakes were made around all of our tattoos. Oh
man. And I went into the tattoo guy in Maple Ridge, and he was like, okay, what do you want? And I was like, I love you, mom, on my butt. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, oh yeah, man. And he's like, well, what kind of design? And I was like, well, I want it to be like a rose, coming up, and I want a banner wrapped around it. And in that banner, I wanted to say, I love you, mom. And he was like, oh, okay. So he draws it up, and back then you think oh yeah, that's the most amazing tattoo work I've ever seen. And now I look at stuff like Renee's, and I'm like, right. Wow. You know what I mean? I'm like, 100%. What 5-year-old? Yeah. 5-year-old drew this ass tattoo of mine. And I guess I actually, when I was really young, I was just a little spud. I gave my mom a birthday card, that said like, I love you so much. One day I'm going to get your name tattooed on my ass. I must have been like 5 or 6. Like somebody helped me pick that card out. And my mom still has it to this day. And I had no idea. I just got that. And she was like, you are so funny. You know that you gave me a card when you were little that said you were going to do this. And I was like, really?
You need a photo of your butt with this card.
For sure. Absolutely.
What sticks out for me is not as much the getting the tattoo on the butt or as much as it's the little kid that had an awareness that you could get a tattoo on your ass. That like understand, like that part's what sticks out, where I'm like, I don't think I even knew tattoos existed, let alone.
And the
I don't think I knew.
Was like, yep, this is the move. That's the one,
I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah, I guess so. Now that you say that, like, and at what point did the card maker think to themselves, oh, this is the perfect card for some young child I'm going to create? You know what I mean? Like, who makes
cards? It was the 90s.
It was the 90s. Hallmark was like, yeah, this is going to be a fucking hit. And
it was.
And it was.
Can't wait for the Christmas movie of it to come out. Mama? Here's my butt.
So, it's trashy. It's terrible. It's definitely blown out. The colors have like spread across my ass. And the worst part is anybody that's had an ass tattoo knows what I'm talking about. I've got to say probably some of the worst pain I've ever been in, because it is all like nerve endings. It's just a big fat piece of meat, and all you're doing is and I just kept like jerking and clenching. And he was like, you gotta stop that. Like, I'm all over the place. So it's like terribly done. The lines are out of place. Oh, it's a cover up. I'll get it covered up, but maybe not.
No,
maybe not.
No, that's a gem.
You promised in your card, and you promised. You made an oath to your mother.
That was amazing.
Right. I can't go back. Yeah. No.
Did not disappoint.
I'm warming this up, but listening. So you're up, Laurie.
You guys are all having coffee together right now. All right.
I can't even see you guys.
Oh, because it's so bright with the sun.
Yeah, sorry.
I have too much vitamin D in my eyeballs. I'm so sorry I can't make you out right now. Okay, I'll go with this question. What is one thing that you wish could exist, but it doesn't right now?
See, the funny part is I know you sent these in advance, and then
the
way the turnaround was, I didn't have a mulling period.
To be fair, we got them like last night as we were all headed to bed, and we are now recording at 7:30 a.m. So to be fair,
I have so many ideas. I don't want anybody to steal them from me. Just kidding.
Oh, I got mine. You go first, Richelle.
You go. No, I honestly, I'm trying to mull over which. I'm busting with ideas, and I just don't know what to say.
Mine is funny because I actually did a project in a marketing class in college where I took this from concept to life, and it's still something to this day that I'm like, maybe I should just do it, because, and you're going to relate to this, Richelle, because you've been in sunny Mexico the whole time. And has there been anywhere with a pool where you have suntanned, where you flip to go on your stomach, that there has been a hole like a massage table for your head? Or have you had to crank your neck to one side the entire time?
Oh my God, I'm always cranking.
And it's so painful. And that's why
cranking.
If you're me, I end up like rocking the two-tone because I have a bad neck. So like I cannot commit to the cause of a full rotisserie chicken.
That's brilliant.
So right? So I had a whole lounge chair with like a pillow, and then the pillow would flip when you turned over, and it would be like a little padded massage hole. It doesn't exist still. Why doesn't like the Four Seasons have this shit? Because I didn't invent it, and now it's here, and someone's going to run with this. Maybe just be my business partners. Please don't steal this.
I'm terrible at business, but I'm in.
Yeah. Right?
I'm in.
I'm in as well. Let's get this ball rolling.
Troubleshoot.
But literally, like, I'm like, how is
it's such a good idea?
So painful when you flip.
It is really annoying. You're right. And you get such, and then if you, gosh forbid, you fall asleep that way, you
Oof.
are in some pain for the next, even the next 10 minutes. It's actually like severe pain, just working out the initial cramp.
Or like
And
the
then-
half face burn. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah.
had this.
Oof.
I got a neck burn in Costa Rica because of my chin down and my hat. And somehow the sun got at my neck, but because I was scrunched, the lines, so it was like white lines and then red around it. And I didn't notice.
Oh,
He
no.
was like, "What happened to your neck?" I was like, What do you mean? I looked. Oh no. What do you do with that?
Oh, no.
You can't. So it was a look.
You can't undo that. You really
Can't
can't
undo that.
undo that. No.
But here's Richelle.
Okay. I don't even know. I honestly don't even know. Like, it's such an idea thing, like, I think, okay, if I could create something, I think it would be maybe motorcycle related. And I think it would be some sort of really easy clip-on style, almost like training wheels for a bicycle, but for dirt biking and motorcycling, that teaches people how to clutch play so they don't crash right away and scare themselves. I haven't seen that quite yet. Like, almost like, how they have on bicycles, like those little side wheels,
Yeah, training wheels.
Training wheels? Did you just call them
like
side
a
wheels?
training. Yep, I did. I called them side wheels.
Side wheels, training wheels.
When do you get your side wheels off?
Like, if I could have had some sort of training wheel
on the side wheels again.
I almost said side wheel. When I was teaching dirt biking to teach people how to like walk and clutch play with their bike, I think it would have been very beneficial for the people that were scared of it. I think I'd want to do that, and it's attainable.
Right.
Fantastic. Okay, mine's really stupid, but I've genuinely always been like, this would be amazing. If there was some sort of machine that you were like, all right, this is how I'd want my, like, I like to have fun with my hair. I hate doing my hair. So I almost never do. I just shower, I let it rock. That's fine. But I think it would be so fun to be able to like punch in what you'd want. And it's just like, and it like puts the exact conditioning thing that your hair type would need and all the things if you want to go like big and curly or whatever you wanted that day. And it just like went on your head and you didn't have to do anything. And then it was just lifted and it was done. And you just had whatever fun, crazy, creative hairdo that you want. It's kind of like you get to dress and have fun and be creative, but with your hair. But dressing's so easy and to do. But hair is a whole different world, but it's fun to have.
Was it this podcast where I shared what Gav thought the hair dryer things at the salon were?
Yes.
And then he thought inside it was curling their hair.
This is
exactly what I was thinking.
This is what I would like to exist. But not, and it doesn't just do the curly hair. You could have like crazy braids. You could have.
I actually just bought a ponytail extension. I'll report back. Very much inspired by Richelle's bangs. But
there it is.
Thank you.
I bought a 20-inch thing of real fucking hair for the
20-inch.
Fucking right.
All
to
right.
go with my purple velour suit for our conference. We're trying to make a statement.
It is straight out of the 2000s, what you just described. Like legit.
It's my dream.
Old school. Well, I love that can be said now. Old school 2000s.
Yes, it is.
Weird.
20 years.
Weird.
Baby,
fantastic.
I wish that it would also at some point or another, like if you were maybe like cut your hair and grow your hair.
Yeah.
Like
all
fast,
the things.
Like all the things. And then you would just show up and just be your hot self. I mean, what if it was like a whole body experience and then it like tanned your body, did your makeup, and
that would be. It's like Clueless to an extent. You know how she like punches in the thing on and then the outfit comes out. That, but like your whole bean. And
Clueless was so ahead of its
dream.
time.
All right,
Inspiring
friends.
us all, Clueless.
What is something that you loved, but it's been discontinued? You can't have it anymore.
This one popped up in my head right away because I've used the same concealer, used it today since I was 16. So how many years is that? 20. No, not going to do math.
4. Just 4, not 24.
I think it's 22.
To be clear.
22 years I've used the same concealer. And last year I went to go buy it. It's just like a drugstore brand. And I went to grab it, wasn't there, and then found out they discontinued it. So I went on eBay and tracked down, I don't even know, maybe 6 of them from different random sellers that were like,
We're dedicated.
gotta get rid of this shit. Because I was like, oh no. And so bought as many as I can, and I have them so that once I run out, I still have, I think I have like 4 left, and they usually last me about 6 months. So I have a couple of years, and then there's a sad,
Another
sad
3
day
years on those
coming.
suckers.
Yeah, I'm just like,
You know,
Oh my
everything's
God.
coming back around. You never know.
I'm
You never
hoping.
know.
You never
come
know.
on, Maybelline.
I mean, I've got
Come on.
Fuller on the agenda. There is hope for you.
Good. So yeah, this is mine. That's
Yeah,
mine.
that's a crummy one. Richelle.
I have 2.
Boom.
1, Quiznos used to make a really delicious Italian style sandwich. They got rid of it for
Yes.
what reason? I don't know.
Hmm.
You know the one. It's like the carbonara, but it's different.
Yes. Fucking Quiznos.
Yeah, and I was really pissed when they got rid of it, and it still to this day makes no sense to me because I'm pretty sure it was their best seller. Classic. And second of all, there was this perfume that I really loved. It was called Sea to Sky, and you could get it in Surrey at the mall off of 252nd or whatever, the Guildford Mall. Upstairs, there was a little boutique perfume joint, and I knew exactly where to go and get it. And one day they discontinued it, and it was the best smell I've ever smelled in my whole life, and they totally got rid of it.
Those are hard ones, especially the smell ones when you have your signature scent.
The signature scent.
They discontinued. I used to always wear Gap Heaven all through high school, and it was a scent that obviously just kind of stuck to me and worked because people were like, oh, it smells so good. And then someone said to me, I was in a bathroom the other day, it smelled just like you. And then I was like, I'm moving on from
You're like,
Gap
I'm gonna
Heaven.
reconsider.
I was like, no.
Not quite what I was going for. So mine are both food. One has a circle back around joyful ending that it wasn't actually discontinued, but it was also disappointing. So we'll start there. Tahiti treat. So we didn't really have a lot of like sweet sugary drinks in our household. It was definitely a treat thing, which to be honest, probably wasn't the best move because as a child, when there was opportunity to indulge, I went ham. So I think the deprivation tactic didn't quite work. That being said, Tahiti treat, it was bright pink, like more fluorescent than the brightest flamingo. And I don't even know. It was like a mix of a cream soda with a more sugary, pungent taste. Regardless, I would always be like, remember Tahiti treat? I don't know why it was so nostalgic in my brain. And then one day I encountered it at a store, and I don't drink pop at all. I just have not for years. And because of it, I don't even like the taste of any of them. But I was like, Tahiti treat, you're not going to disappoint me. I need to experience this. Fucking terrible. I have no idea. No physical idea how anyone could possibly finish a glass. It's like cough syrup if it was served sweet and carbonated. I don't even know. So that one, I was okay with the fact that it's fizzled out. And then the other was a chocolate bar called Pep. And so it was just a giant circle that was chocolate mint, almost like a giant After Eight, but
that sounds
thicker on the
delicious.
mint.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was so good. No one ever knows what it is when I say it.
No.
But as a child, Pep, I think probably around I definitely knew Gab when it still existed, because when they started to fizzle out and he'd encounter one, he would bring me home a pep. But that ship sailed probably about 15 years ago.
Like those peppermint patties, kind of like that.
Totally. But like
Mm-hmm.
the perfect texture. When you do your gas station hop back to Canada, Richelle, you keep your eyes out.
Oh, I will. Don't you worry. I'm stopping at all the stores in America. Don't you worry.
There's probably one on a bottom shelf that's been there since 1992.
Just gotta blow off that
And
dust.
it's coming right for you.
Still gonna put that pep in that step.
Just
Gotta
one
get her.
single bite out of it though, because I just got to try it.
Can you imagine? That's why I was so
Roll with the
energetic and
punch.
optimistic, is because I ate pep growing up, and then they scientifically knew that it did that to people, so they got rid of it. Conspiracy.
Oh, that's so sad.
You just went off-roading with the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and myself, Krissy Vann.
And of course, a special thank you to Richelle from True Get Moto.
Whoop, floss it.
Never miss an episode by hitting like or subscribe. Connect with us on Instagram at Motovation Podcast and visit our website at themotivation.com. And in the meantime, full tanks, full throttle.
I think this is good though. It's like healthy, you know? Like people will be like, oh my God, I don't
What?
floss.
Plus, it'd be so hard not to laugh to get through this intro.